Today we are going to be looking at a very important topic, one of the most important topic in plants, that is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, which is the method, the process whereby plants manufacture their own food. So if you're preparing for any biological exam, we want to assure you that this very video is for you. So you stay with us. We encourage you to stay with us in this time. What is this photosynthesis? Like I already said earlier on, photosynthesis is the process whereby plants manufacture their own food. Plants has the ability of manufacturing its own food. That is what we call autotrophic nutrition, because they have the ability. Autotrophic nutrition, autotrophy, autotrophic nutrition. That is autotrophic ability to, they have ability of producing their own food. So for this to happen, there are some conditions necessary for photosynthesis to take place. One of the conditions necessary for photosynthesis to take place is for sunlight. There must be sunlight. There must be chlorophyll, which normally found in the chloroplasts. There must be also water, and also there must be what? Carbon dioxide or carbon dioxide. These are the four necessary things that must be present for photosynthesis to take place. And where does this thing take place? Photosynthesis normally takes place in the leaf or in any other green area, any green part of the plant, but mainly from the leaf, because the leaf is mainly adapted for this very purpose. And inside the leaf, they have a good number of chlorophyll residing in the chloroplasts. So photosynthesis is divided. It has two stages. These two stages is the one. Number one, we call it what? The first stage is what? The number one stage is what? The one we call the light stage. The light stage, or the light reaction. And we also have the one we call the what? The second one is the dark stage, which we call also the dark reaction. These two stages has their peculiar methods. They have their own processes. For example, the light stage is the one that occur in the day, when the light is shining, the sunlight is on. And in this process, what happens is that the energy from the sun, the chloroplasts, the chlorophyll absorb the energy from the sun in order to break the water molecule. When it breaks the water molecule, let me say, okay, plus sunlight, and what? Chlorophyll. This is what happened. Chlorophyll, they break the water molecule to produce hydrogen ion and what? And hydroxide ion. Hydrogen and hydroxide ion. This is for, let me see, for 8 here. 4. Okay, I think it's balanced. Yeah, it's balanced. So this is what we have. We have hydrogen ion. This light energy in chlorophyll absorb it in order to split this, to get this hydrogen ion out. So when it's splitted, this hydroxide ion will also combine again. They combine again. That means 2 here. They combine again to give us water and oxygen. Oxygen is released in this point. So when this thing happens, the energy is absorbed. There is co-enzyme. There's co-enzyme that act on this, that I receive this ion that is produced. This coenzyme is known as NADP. or we call it nicotinamide adenine. Adenine dinucleotide phosphates. That's a very powerful name anyway. A jaw-breaking name. So I said NADP. NADP, that is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphates. This is a coenzyme. This coenzyme receives this hydrogen ion that is produced during the process of life stage. When this happens, they produce some energy. Some of the energy that are not used during the process is then reserved for the process. It reserved for the dark stage. This dark stage, on the dark stage, what really happened on the dark stage? When we talk about the dark stage now, at the dark stage, what happened is that the excess energy, which the process, the light stage did not use, will then be used during the dark stage. In this process, what happens in the process of dark stage is the process of hydrogen now combining with carbon 4 is a reaction between hydrogen and carbon 4 to give us the glucose in question, the glucose we are looking for. And then, yeah, that is what we have. This combined together to give us the glucose. That's the glucose. This is the glucose now. Now, what happened here? What happened? The overall reaction. The overall reaction of this thing that happened is what? We have it to be water plus carbon 4 to give us plus light or sunlight and what? Chlorophyll. And chlorophyll to give us what? Glucose and what? Oxygen released. This should be 6 here. It's balanced now, gas. Aqueous. So this is what happened. This is the overall reaction. At this process now, the final product, which is the glucose, which will then be translocated at the process of, after this is done, this one will be translocated. Translocation simply means the process of what? The process of relocating those manufactured foods to where they are needed or where they will be used. So all the products of the photosynthesis will then be translocated to where they will be stored, like in the fruits, and then where they will be used, like in the cells. All of them, some of them will be used, some of them will be stored. So this process is then complete. Another thing I want us to really look out for now, there are some important things I would like you to really pick out from here. Since you are preparing for an exam, there's other things you should know. Sometimes they may ask you some possible questions you might see in your exams. One of the questions you might be expecting in exam session where they will ask you to write what? This photosynthesis equation. This equation that has to do with photosynthesis, you might be asked to write this. And this one is not even balanced. Let me balance it very well. This one will be 6. Yes, it's balanced now. We have 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Yeah. So it's balanced now. So this is maybe the question. Examiner might ask you to answer this question. Another one I want you to also know, they might also ask you to list the conditions necessary for what photosynthesis to take place, or list out the condition, list out the stages of what photosynthesis. And thank you so much for for coming this far. If this video really helped you so much, we want you to press the thumbs up button and then subscribe. And don't forget to share. That's the only way we can make this video to get to the people, other students that are writing exams. Well, thank you so much.